Tym Moss. You got some new moves down there.
I change it up.
That was like very Afro-Caribbean. I like that. You could have had like, yeah, really. That's really great. How are you today? How are you doing?
I'm good. Welcome everybody to If These Walls Could Talk. I'm Tym Moss.
And I'm Wendy Stuart, but you all know that by now, don't you? All right. We're really, really hard to forget. Really happy to be here with everybody today. Spring has sprung in New York, even though I heard it's going to plummet again. You know what?
Just enjoy it while it's here.
You can, but you know what? The flowers are blooming. They're not going to not bloom. So, right? We have to take all this amazing energy that's happening right now and just love it for what it is. Speaking of amazing energy, I'm going to let Tim tell you about last night.
Oh my goodness. Last night, the past year, I'm the co-director of Project Transcend, and last night was the culmination of it. And it was beyond our expectations. Project Transcend, we got 6 amazing artists together. They're all trans and gender nonconforming. And they did a 12-week program called Body Mapping, where each one would lay down on a canvas or a paper, and we traced their body. And then they created their story within the confines of their frame. And it was remarkable. And the LGBT Center picked it up and is having an installation. It's hanging on the 2nd floor in the hallway. All the pieces are throughout the hallway until all the way through May. And last night was the opening reception, and we joined forces with Jumaane Williams' office and had a huge party. Jumaane Williams is the public advocate here in New York, second in line to the mayor. And speaking of which, at one point early in the ceremony, shortly after it started, the mayor himself showed up. Mayor Mamdani came and just blew the roof off the place. And it was wonderful. It was a wonderful, wonderful evening. Then Jumaane Williams got up and spoke and also gave honors to each one of our artists. And and then we got up and talked about the Project Transcend, and it was absolutely an amazing and flawless evening. It was just remarkable. Well attended. We had people from everywhere that was there. And thank you, Wendy, for coming. I appreciate it.
Well, and this was, I can't remember when I have just felt so filled with joy on a transgender day of visibility. The timing couldn't have been better. To walk into that room, there were a few hundred people. The event started at 6. I got there at 6:10. It was already packed to the rafters, but the energy, like from the artist, to have created, Tim, something so positive in a time like that we're in now, and especially that community, it was amazing. And of course, one of our candidates who's running for a congressional seat, Laura Dunn, who I've interviewed, she's amazing. She was there. It was really again, you know what? I left there and I was floating on cloud 9, and to be able to do that, you know. And I love that Mamdani was there because there's so many non-truths written about him. It really blows my mind. You know, I don't care the fence you're on. Quit making stuff up. And what happens now is people make stuff up.
But his message was so positive and so inspiring. And it was just his vision for New York, which is, like he said, he wants his staff to reflect New York City, all walks of life, everybody in there. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's walking the walk.
He is, in terms of who he's hired on his staff, in spite of what people are reading out there on places like next door Yorkville, lies, and more lies.
He also, he just recently appointed Taylor Brown, who was there last night.
Who was there last night?
Taylor was there, who is a trans woman that is now in his cabinet for representing all LGBTQ.
And I mean, amazing, right? Really,
and I knew Taylor from before, so it was nice to get to see her again and congratulate her on the appointment. So it was a remarkable evening. I am exhausted.
I know. I knew you would be exhausted today. So in my unreal little world, I actually shot a role in a film on Sunday, which was great. It's called The Watch, but I was my character was Auntie, and it is about one of the aspects of the film is this crazy wedding where the bridesmaids, it reminded me of the film Bridesmaids. One of the bridesmaids is throwing up in the bathroom.
Yeah.
My gorgeous gold watch, of course, goes missing in the interim while I try and brainwash my little niece about all the things that are right and wrong in the world. I worked with a great cast. It was really a wonderful role. And it was half an hour from where I stay in Pennsylvania. When do I ever get on location? Right. Cast in New York. So you know what? It was absolutely positively wonderful. And then this week at the Explorers Club, we're talking about passion here, Tim. Your involvement with Project Transcend is your passion in the LGBTQ community, right? And I have that passion there, but I also, I'm an explorer. This week at the Explorers Club, we had someone do a presentation on pancake tortoises. Okay, just stay with me a middle on this. They're very little, very flat, and unbelievably cute, and they're on the endangered species list. And long story short, they're found in crevices in rocks in Kenya, and the person that studies them left a career in finance to devote his life into an actual turtle rescue international group. So this guy is really into turtles and tortoises. We talking about that, again, we are talking passion. All right. And for those of you listening, just think about what your passion is. Think about what you want to do tomorrow. Think about how you can make a difference in the world, because you know what? Each and every one of you can.
Absolutely. And when you're following your passion, it just makes life so much more joyful.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing what you're doing.
Right. Because you love it.
Yeah. Now, one other thing that I did, and I can't believe I forgot this last week, was last weekend I marched in down 7th Avenue in the No Kings protest. And I was actually marching with Jumaane Williams, the public advocate, and Letitia James, who's the Attorney General. I was in their group, and Robert De Niro was there, and Al Sharpton, and love it. It was really amazing. I've had really quite an amazing week. Now that I think about it. Think of all the high points. We did have in attendance in Pennsylvania 1,400 people. Oh, wonderful! In Milford that attended the protest, and nobody from the other side. Nobody vroom vroom vrooming their cars and trucks as they drove around and harassed people. It was great. And then of course New York, which is totally expected, completely turned it out. But if you looked all over the country and internationally. So, I mean, you know what? These times can be very challenging. We all know that, but man, I have such incredible hope. And all of these things were very inspiring and instilled hope. Yeah. You must feel like death warmed over today. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. Well, we're just going to talk about all things that are just fabulous, like our guest today. Our guest today does absolutely everything. Yes, this is a multi-talented actor in film, TV, and theater. Also, audiobooks. Also, classical pianist. I'm not done yet. Runs a series, LGBTQ-oriented performances, and they've been running it at Pangea. It was weekly on Sundays, called Tales of the Underdog. And through their theater company called The Great Griffin. I don't think there's anything that our guest has left untouched, and we just love that. So put your hands together for the one and only David Beck. Yay! Yes. David.
I can't hear anything.
Oh no.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
And you can't hear us at all?
I can't hear anything.
You might need to, if you can text him, tell him maybe go out and come back in.
Yeah, Tim and I will talk. So maybe the two of you can text. Yeah, Tim and I can talk. We have lots of things to talk about. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Talking with Wendy and Tim.
No, I meant if you can text David and tell him to go out of the studio and enter back in, like sign back in.
Okay.
Because it was working earlier.
I know it was working before, right? Let me.
I think he's trying another device here. Yeah, okay. There we go.
I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Oh my God! Yes.
Hi. Oh, this is an ugly view, but that's okay.
No, we'll take it, David.
You missed the best intro ever.
David, the intro was really amazing. And guess what? You know
I
what?
couldn't hear anything. I was like, oh, I hope that that's why I had another backup prepared, because I was like, maybe when I'm out of the waiting room, I'll be able to hear them, but no. So I didn't hear any of that intro. I'm so sorry.
Streaming fun. But you know what? You'll have the link from this. The link is archived right after the show. You can hear that glowing introduction.
That's
You're gonna love it so much.
I can't wait.
You want to edit it out for yourself and use it for something. But anyway,
well,
welcome.
Hi, Wendy. Hi, Tim.
Hey.
Hello,
So
David.
I just firstly, right off the bat, I'm sure you have never, ever heard this. But do people mistake you like, oh, David Beckham?
No, I thought you were going to tell me that I look like Patrick Wilson.
Patrick Wilson is the one.
I get that on the weekly, but I mean, listen, I would take either one of those boys.
Yeah.
What's too shabby, either one of them.
The whole time I was doing the research, I kept seeing David Beck. I kept thinking David Beckham. David Beckham.
Yeah. I know very little about David Beckham. I know he's married to Victoria Beckham, and he's a
soccer.
Yeah. And she's challenging. And then they have the whole family that's in turmoil. So you don't want to be any part of that. You just want to do your thing there, David Beck. So I'm really happy to have you on here today. Very excited. Your show that is going to be opening in Pangea April 12th, Old Fashioned Love Story. I love the name of it. An old fashioned love story. What makes it old fashioned?
Well, it's old-fashioned. It's a little ironic because it's really not old-fashioned. It's really what inspired it was my 10-year, a great love of my life for 10 years in my early 20s to early 30s, a fashion designer.
Wow.
And being with a fashion designer, and it was old-fashioned love story, tells the story of our love, at the same time me hitting rock bottom with the great love of my life and my eventual journey towards sobriety. So it's a barrel of laughs.
You know what? It's life.
Exactly. And that also takes a lot. That takes a lot of courage to dig in there and pull that out. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, it's just, during the pandemic, I started writing a memoir, and I wrote like 300 pages, and I thought to myself, what am I going to do with this? I don't know anyone in publishing. I'm not really a novelist or a memoirist. And then I thought, well, why don't I adapt it to a play? And so
brilliant.
And so that's what I did. Yeah. And I did a little workshop of it at Pangea the fall of 2024. And my friend Nicola Murphy-Dubé directed it, and she's directing this one. She's a wonderful director. She works with the Irish Rep in Chelsea.
Oh yeah, that Irish Rep is so great. So you have a great director to tell your personal story with.
But what I did my cabaret show, where I revisited my past drug addiction, a 20-year drug addiction. So what was that experience like for you, just revisiting?
I always think, oh, this is a great idea, and then I start rehearsing it, and I'm like, this.
Am I doing this?
It takes a lot out of me, It takes a lot out of me.
Exactly.
I'm revisiting probably the hardest time of my life,
Right.
And at this point, it was kind of a long time ago. I mean, I'm 42 now. 42 and fabulous. Somebody's told me this
way younger, by the way. You look really way younger. When I was looking at how much you did, I'm like, wait a minute. This is like somebody that's in their 40s, and you look like you're in your 30s. I couldn't figure out.
I have a whole life behind me.
You have a whole. Isn't that great? Right.
But that also living life and having challenges and all of that make you who you are today and gave you the understanding and the perception that you have.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, I used to lie about my age because, I know I have a baby face. And, when I was 30, I was still like being cast as teenagers. And
oh, God.
And I remember it was my 30th birthday. I was in Vermont doing Our Town, and my brother came to visit me. And I had my 30th birthday, but I said it was my 28th birthday. And then my brother, he was like, we were all hanging out drinking, and he called me out on it. He was like, you're 30, bitch. So, so then from that point on, I was like, you know what? I got to embrace it. Because as you said, Tim, it's like I'm denying those 2 years. I'm denying those experiences. And, memories. And
But okay,
you know,
but on the practical side, right? I get cast for younger than I am. And it's great because I don't want to miss those opportunities. I have no issue with my age, my actual age, but where I'm cast is younger. And I want to take every single one of those roles because I can bring what I have in terms of experience now to these roles,
Mhm.
and it brings more dimension. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well,
you know your age.
when it comes to a casting director,
Yes.
stay at 28.
well, that's the tricky thing. It's like with the acting, it's like we
Yeah,
live in such
yeah.
a shallow, judgmental industry at times.
Yes, absolutely.
That it's hard to be honest sometimes, but I'm trying to. Yeah, but I see what you're saying, Wendy. It's great to play those roles that are younger because you have more experience, you have the wisdom.
If you can, it gives, I'll have an edge over somebody else in terms of what I can add and dimension. And really at a certain age when you don't give a shit anymore, and I don't, it really sets you free in this industry. You both said it. It's a very judgmental industry. Tim and I talk about this. They want to put you in a box, something they can understand. And, half the time you're saying, no, that's not where I belong. You're not seeing me the way you need to see me. People have tunnel vision in this industry. How did you get started as an actor?
As an actor, I started doing community theater, children's theater at the age of 9.
So you
Wow.
Actually, the age of 8. Yeah, and
Fun.
I just fell in love with it from the first play. It was Alice in Wonderland. I was number 2 to the Queen of Hearts, and I just remember I sobbed and sobbed after the play was over.
Oh,
And,
right.
I cried all night, and my dad went to like United Dairy Farmers. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like a thing in the Midwest, and he bought me like a strawberry milkshake. I remember because I cried all night. And
I love your parents. I never met. No, your
sweet.
dad is a sensitive human being.
he is a sensitive human being. Yes.
Aren't you lucky?
I am lucky. Yeah, I'm very.
So where are you from originally?
I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, okay. I'm from Indiana.
Oh, are you? Where in Indiana?
North Central. I grew up at the corner of a cornfield and a bean field. But Fort Wayne area is where I graduated.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm from the suburbs, so it wasn't quite.
My brother actually lived in Piqua for a little while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
which is I ever went there.
A little suburb of Dayton. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like growing up in the Midwest?
I didn't know anything different, so it was all I knew. And then I ended up moving out to New York. I kind of, because I came out, or I was coming to terms with my sexuality myself. And that was in the 80s, the early 80s. Mm-hmm. So I knew I had to get out of there. So I moved to New York, which was like the most dangerous city on the planet, and moved into one of the most dangerous neighborhoods.
Yep, and it's still there.
City on the planet, just so I could live openly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of did the same thing. I guess it was like a geographic. When I was 18, I couldn't wait to like go to New York to be an actor, but I also knew, that's where gay people are. So,
yeah, exactly.
I
moved out here for all those reasons. Yeah, to live openly.
You knew it was a fit for you. Everybody that we talked to on the show that's from elsewhere, they didn't have a choice except to go to New York. You know that in your heart of hearts, but you did grow up in the suburbs in Dayton. It had to be a little bit, cosmopolitan, and to be gay, be okay. There, you know what I'm saying? It was the suburbs.
Well, I was born in 83 and I went to Catholic school for 13 years.
Catholic school.
So I didn't really know anyone who was gay in Ohio. I mean, I'm sure there definitely were people there, and there are many more now. And it's really changed. It's evolved. I mean, it's still, some areas are becoming even more conservative. So I want to say some areas are worse, but overall, definitely we've come leaps and bounds from the 80s for sure. But yeah, it was tough. And, my dad was very, very sensitive, but my mom was the Catholic side, and she especially had a really hard time with it at first. But people change, and they never stopped loving me, and now she's my number one fan.
Oh, nice! I love that.
Which is such a great story.
So you were doing
Yeah.
theater there, and I love that they were encouraging of it.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Oh, they were so encouraging of theater, and that's not one thing that they never questioned. And they were like, well, do you want to go to school for music? Or maybe, you know, so
Wow.
like another impossible field. That's the only thing that they
Yeah,
questioned. I think they kind of wanted me to go to school for like piano or music because I was really into, you know, piano. And
I wanted to find out, when did you start? You're an amazing pianist. I played your you have all those pieces on your website.
Thank you. Oh, those are all original too.
I knew that because
Wow.
your name was next to it. I'm like, my
And
God, this is like impressive.
by the way, your website is davidbeck.com.
DavidGBeck.com.
Oh, I'm sorry, David G. Beck, which is right
David G.
down
Beck.
below.
G for gay. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I was going to ask him, is that like your middle name, like Gary or
Gregory?
Gregory.
Yeah.
But we'll remember G for gay because that's how we roll at this show.
Yeah, because that's what I am. Yeah.
We love you already. So you started piano at what age?
I started taking lessons when I was 8 years old, third grade.
Wow.
I had a great aunt who we were very close with, and she had this, like, it was like a lime green piano. And she died when I was in the first grade, and that was my mom's inheritance.
Wow.
Was her piano, and that was her dying wish for me and my older brother to take piano lessons. So So I started in the third grade, and I started at the same time as my brother Michael. And we studied with this Russian pianist, Anna Polanski. She was an amazing teacher, very strict, very, you know, really instilled in me a lot of discipline. And yeah, so.
And does your brother still play the way you do?
He does not play. No, his wife has never heard him play.
Wow.
And he was quite good. I mean, he was playing Tchaikovsky and, you know,
wow.
He was, I mean, for a while he was better than me just because he was older and, you know, things just, he was so smart. I hope he doesn't get mad for me saying this, but he's like one of the smartest people I know, and things just came naturally to him.
Right.
So I have a theory that he couldn't let his little brother be, you know, better at something that we both did.
The competition thing, yeah.
Yeah, because things, you know, he just excels at everything.
But you're the one still playing the piano, which is, you know, a gift for all of us.
Well, and that again is passion.
I am. Yeah. I mean, I definitely use theater and music as a crux and as a I guess as an escape, you know, and especially in high school and junior high. And, you know, it was just a place where I could go and be myself and just hide from the real world.
And safe. It's like a safe space.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a line from my play, Old Fashioned Love Story. Like the piano is my sanctuary, you know? So it really is.
So Old Fashioned Love Story, did you meet this person when you came to New York, or were you here a couple of years when the relationship started? What was the story behind that? Without giving too much away, because we want everybody to come to the show, which is April 12th, 7 p.m. at Pangea.
That's right. I met him about a year after I graduated college. So I went to Marymount Manhattan College.
Which, by the way, I know your president, Peter Nacarado.
Do you really?
He's my friend, yeah.
Oh my goodness, I don't know Peter, but that's amazing. I love Marymount. And
so Peter was on the board of the Hannah Q Dance Company that Tim knows, and I'm the MC for a lot of her shows. Plus, I've supported her all these years. But Peter is Marymount, of course.
Yeah, well, you know, they're changing. They're becoming northeastern New York.
Yeah, weren't they sold or partnered or whatever?
Yeah, they I think they were bankrupt and then they got bought out by.
All right, bankruptcy happens to the best schools, but where you started at Marymount.
Yeah, so I went to drama school there, loved it, and I was there for 4 years, and then about a year later, I met. I changed the names in the play. So his name is Luca in the play.
Wow.
And we spent 10 years together. Yeah.
Did you name him after Luca, who does the bar here at Pangea?
Oh, no, because I changed the names before I knew Luca, but I love Luca at Pangea. He's amazing.
We love Luca at Pangea.
I didn't even think about that.
I immediately went to that. I'm like, oh my God.
He's awesome. He's the best.
But this 10-year relationship that you had, what kinds of things Tim said it, and I've seen Tim's play, which is amazing, and the parts that Tim talks about addiction were so painful for me to watch him on stage talking about that. I could feel it in my body. For you, talking about what happened with the love of your life, and how did you deal when you were creating this piece? Like, how do you get through the emotional aspects of it, David?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I started writing because I think this was before the pandemic when we were broken up. Because I was still in so much pain, I didn't know how to process it. So I was kind of just writing for myself, just to process what I was going through, because I'd never experienced something like that before. And then, so we broke up in 2017. I'm really, aging myself. But about a year later, I started dating somebody, and we only dated a couple months, but then like it ended, and I was gutted. I was shattered, and it wasn't it wasn't about him. It was, I realized that I really hadn't healed from from my great love. And then that's when I started going to therapy, and then I started writing. And I just started writing everything.
Love it.
And I've always journaled, and I wrote letters. I love letter writing. And so I just had journals and journals of information to look back on.
This is all almost autobiographical and just very personal.
It's all autobiographical. Yeah, there's not. I just changed the names. And I spoke to the real person. He lives in LA now. And,
I was going to ask.
Yeah, and I spoke to him about this, and I sent him the scripts, and I said, listen, if you I'm getting emotional now, but I was like, if you don't want me to, if you don't want me to do this, I won't do it, because I respect you, and I respect us and what we did. And if you want me to change anything, just let me know, and I'll change it. I'll take it out. And, I don't hear from him for about a week. And I was like, oh God. And then he called me, and he said, you know what, I've been thinking about it, and this is your story, and you're an artist.
Wow.
And you say what you want to say. And you have a full 100% blessing to say whatever you want. And so I just, that was really cool of him to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you had these amazing memories, and you want to put them out there on stage, as well as the pain, right? That's what theater is. You want to show the range of what you are as a human being. Yeah.
And there's a lot of comedy in it too. There's a lot of humor. I mean, I try not to take myself so seriously these days. I was pretty self-important and melodramatic back in my drinking days. But I see there's been a lot of distance, so I can kind of look back and laugh at some moments. But there's some moments that were kind of scary and
absolutely.
Well, I'd love to share. Tim, do you think this is a good time to show the clip?
I was just going to say that. Yes.
Oh, nice! You got a clip.
We got a clip. You sent me two. I have I'm sure the shorter one. I really, gets all your essence in it. I love it.
Yeah, good scene. A good scene. I believe from.
Hi.
Are you trying to make me feel guilty? You have a bed at the lab.
I want to stay close to help out. Isabel is obviously going through some sort of internal crisis.
Oh, I wonder why that is.
I miss running lines with you. I never thought I would, but I do. Please. I don't know where to begin.
I know why you left.
What?
I should have danced with you.
When?
At the barbecue last summer. The one time you asked me to dance.
Not in front of all the straight people, you said.
I saw it. I saw the light in your eyes go out. I just sat in my chair, and I did nothing.
You missed out. I'm a really good dancer.
Shut the fuck up! You know, I'm a lousy husband. I know I'm a lousy husband. I know I'm a lousy husband.
No, Ian.
No. What about Isabel?
I'm so sorry, Denny. I didn't mean to hurt you or Isabel. That's the last thing I wanted to do.
Yes, you did.
No,
Yes, you did.
I love you.
Wow.
Wow.
Very, very vulnerable, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so that was from Regarding Us that I co-wrote and co-directed with Jennifer Bobby, and that was me and Aliud Garcia Kaufman.
Uh-huh. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very impactful. So you said, so you're also a screenwriter.
Yep, I sure am. Yeah, so you can catch Regarding Us. It's right now. It's streaming on Paramount Plus.
On Paramount Plus. Yeah, that's what
Yeah. But if you don't have Paramount Plus, it's available other places. Just it's all over. It's on Tubi. You can watch it. I think still on YouTube Movies.
Nice.
And you can also get it on VOD on Apple TV or Amazon. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
So, and that's a whole process. I mean, that whole distribution is you know, that's a whole industry in its own, you know.
It's a process. I had no idea what I was getting into.
Right,
my first feature film.
And that's one of the things with the entertainment industry is the packaging and the marketing and the business side of art, of making art, because art is all about passion and emotion and this and that, which has no business.
Yeah.
And the business side is all no emotion, no nothing, strictly numbers and this and that.
Exactly.
So it's so hard to balance those two.
It's very hard. I mean, I think eventually I need a business manager, someone who's very good with numbers and, you know, not so prone to emotional outbursts. But yeah.
But also, you took a lot on Regarding Us, which is you know, being a screenwriter and the co-director and the star and acting in it. And one side, I don't know how to phrase this question, but which do you prefer? Where you can walk in and have the control as the director and this, or when you just walk in on a set, like you were in The Food That Built America, which is a big established corporate entertainment venue. And do you prefer to just kind of walk on set and do your lines and do your thing, or where you have a little more control and flexibility of what happens?
I gotcha. Well, both I think are interesting. I love being directed and giving up control and just. I mean, there's such freedom.
Oh, so you're a sub.
It's a secret.
Oh, Tym Moss.
I let it all out in the play. You can find out. So,
my goodness.
But no, I love that because there's a sense of freedom in that, and just being, you know, just having ownership of your little section, your piece of the puzzle, and how you can serve the greater story. That's so fun. And acting is, you know, that's how I get my kick. You know, that's how I get high.
Right.
I just did a staged reading of a play called The Pellico Trial. It was I don't know if you're familiar with the Pellico story. Very dark, heavy material about the couple in France.
What is it about? Real quick. Yeah, I want to know.
Trial. It was. It just happened, but this French couple, the husband had been drugging his wife.
Oh, New York Times did a whole write-up on it. I totally know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had been drugging her
for over almost a decade, and then inviting random men he met online.
Yeah.
In a chat room entitled "Without Her Knowledge," and so I did a staged reading of that just the other day. And it was directed by this wonderful director Milo Rao and Servan as well. Her last name escapes me, but he was a legendary theater director in Europe, and it was just such a blessing just to be able to, like, you know, be in charge of my little part, not little part,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. And,
do
and
your
I love
favorite-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I did Regarding Us. I had all those positions on Regarding Us because it was a independent film, low budget, and it really, I mean, that was sort of the B story that you heard about the gay relationship. The A story was about a trans woman, a Catholic school teacher who was fired from her job for being trans, and that's really what the story's about, and her relationship with our daughter, a little girl. And I just think, especially these days, there aren't enough stories, or hardly any now, that are being made, especially about trans people.
Yeah.
And I just thought that it was an urgent story to tell. After we wrote the first draft, as I said, I went to Catholic school, and I found out that my high school English teacher was fired in the pandemic for being gay, because he was married to a man. And this happened after we wrote the first draft. So I was like, wow, this is life imitating art. He had been teaching there for over 20 years.
Wait, was it Matthew LeBlanc?
He was gay, nobody cared, but that's
David,
what I'm saying.
Was it Matthew LeBlanc?
No, it wasn't Matthew LeBlanc, no.
From Communion.
Oh,
you know about Communion.
No, I don't know about that. Is that
this story? That's why I'm interjecting. And now it's a film. It was a play. He was fired by the Catholic Archdiocese in Brooklyn. He was such a love teacher, and they fired him because there was a newspaper article when he and his husband tied the knot, and somebody from one of the parishioners saw it, called up. I don't know, about the Catholic hierarchies way better than I do, but whoever the top guys are, and it became this huge brouhaha. They got married. This was hit the fan in 2021. Matthew took really lemons and turned it into this show, Communion, and you'll Google it. I want you to read about it. And I'm having a rerun of him on my show tonight, my other show, because it's this story. And it's how he put this play out there. And then last week, I went to St. Ignatius Loyola Church, where they were screening for the LGBTQ community. He now made it into a film.
Nice.
So, right. So in what you were saying, this goes along. You're right. There's not enough being said, certainly in the trans community and just in general. But here you have somebody from 2021 to now. Matthew is not putting it to rest. Okay, he's using his art, as you do, David, and we're going to get to talk about the Great Griffin and the LGBTQ, centric part of that. But yeah,
but I just want to commend you on taking that taking on these social issues that nobody's talking about. And it is so important. And thank you very much for doing that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, I think that for me, it's like, I don't feel like I have a choice. I mean, because this is
absolutely
sort of my life. And I've always used art to express myself and to be myself. And all my trans friends, I mean, so many of them say just by existing, that's a radical, that's activism, just by living, just by walking on the street. And it really is these days. So I kind of take my cue from them.
It's great. And because you're an artist, you can put work out there and really, really pay it forward. And, we were talking about having power over projects. You have that power. I mean, I'm with you. So I was cast in a film. I was so happy. I was cast. I got a script. It was so easy. Other than having to do all of this, I call it, brother, can you spare a dime? Raise the money, cast the thing, write the thing, produce the thing, find the location for the thing.
Cast the thing.
Right. And then when you're all done with that, now you got to promote the thing. And I say to myself, it's like, oh my God, it was not this hard when I started in the industry. Now it's this is what it is.
Yeah, you have to do everything on your own.
And everyone's doing it, everyone is doing it.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, we have to make our own work because
Absolutely.
I mean, even when we get cast in things, and it's grateful to get a TV job, but for me, it's like, well, I have a 2-line thing on a procedural, or which is great. I'm not gonna knock that, but it doesn't fill my soul.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
That's why I create things to fill my soul and to get my fix, because I have to.
Mm-hmm.
What made you form? I'm going to call it a theater group, but it is more than that. What made you form the Great Griffin?
The Great Griffin. I guess what we were just talking about. I started it in 2016 because of just the egregious lack at the time of LGBTQ characters, and I just thought, this is just crazy, and so much of what we knew about trans people were played by cis men, cis straight men, and most of America at that time had never met a trans person, and probably still, if you ask the average American, they're like, I don't know any trans people.
Absolutely.
Although you just see them on TV as like villains every day,
Yeah.
But so that's, and I wanted to make work for myself and basically people I cared about, and that's why I started. And I started with I did a short film a couple years prior called For Francis, and I developed it with a production company called Star Films, Angelique, Letizia, and Joe Capozzi, and I was really proud of it. It got made, and that response after it was made, it was just, I don't know, people seemed so excited, and I was yeah. And so it kind of gave me the motivation and the courage. And Angelique really took me under her wing at that time, and she was like, well, here's how you structure a screenplay. And
oh, nice.
She really helped me out with that, because I had no idea, because I just came from the world of theater, and I just sort of wrote this little story, and I was like, let's make a movie about it. And she was like, well, no, you're not,
right, because because
horses.
Because they are two completely different mediums.
Right.
Exactly.
But there are rules to each one, and there are ways of doing it. But a lot of people that come from theater think that the way you shoot a movie is like with theater, where you run the whole thing from beginning to end, and that's not the case.
No, I mean, unless you have a great budget and can do those walk and talks or whatever. But it's not the case at all. It's a very different field. So that was sort of the start of my I guess obsession with filmmaking. And then I started the nonprofit, The Great Griffin, a couple years later. And then I did a web series called Spring Street. That was the first project I did on my own under the umbrella of The Great Griffin.
The Great Griffin, right.
Yeah. And that was shot in 9 days in New York City. It was like a gay love story. And
I think it's so inspiring, the amount of, and I know Tim feels this way too, the amount of work that you are just doing on your own,
Absolutely. I love that.
Well, like so I have people ask me this all the time. How do you keep going? What keeps you going? What keeps you motivated? Especially, this is a hard time. We talked about that. This is also an incredibly expensive time. Absolutely. So, like, what's your mantra, or what do you tell yourself?
What do I tell myself? I don't know. I don't really think about, I don't really question it. It's just I'm always thinking about the next thing. Like once I finish it, I'm like, okay, what's next? Like right now I'm working on, I have 3 films in development. And I don't know which one is gonna like land first.
Right.
But I'm really excited about all of them, and it's just I keep it's just, I don't know what else to do with my life. And of course I've questioned, because it is hard. It's hard to be an artist these days.
Yeah. And
it's hard to make a living. I'm fortunate because I can support myself with music and with piano teaching, and so I'm really blessed in that way. But I don't know. I mean, it's just acting alone. It's just for me, it's not enough because I'm not getting enough acting work, from the industry. So so I just have no choice. And I know that I'm an artist, and my life's purpose is to tell stories and
fulfill that and share it really with the world.
exactly, yeah.
So you've done theater, you've done film and television, and again, some special skills. You got classical piano, acoustic guitar, of course.
Oh, you're looking at my resume. Yeah, I play. I play a little guitar. Yeah, I played guitar in a couple of shows before. I had to learn how to play guitar first in high school. I was in the Will Rogers Follies.
Oh, okay.
I played Will Rogers.
You were Will Rogers?
Yeah. It's not a very fair musical to do in high school because he's like the whole show, you know? I mean, it was fun for me, but
it's great for you. What a great role.
It was a great role, yeah. But I mean, it wasn't really fair to do in high school. You know, it's not very democratic. But
David, there's no fairness in high school, okay?
Not really an ensemble piece.
It's true. But the next year we did Into the Woods, so that was very.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. But so I learned how to play. He plays a song there, so I learned how to play a song. There, I played for a couple theater performances.
Now, one thing I wanted to talk to you about are your dialects.
Oh,
I am not that good at dialects. Like you have British, I can do kind of a British accent, but I have no idea what part of Britain I'm doing. You know, and you've got like Cockney. Give me some little Cockney.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a little bit of Cockney there. I don't know.
That's
I'm
really
good. Old-fashioned love story. April 12th at 7 p.m. at Pangea.
Yeah.
That's unrehearsed, but
and Irish. Do a little Irish.
Oh, Irish. Oh God, that's hard to do.
That's like the worst one for me too.
A little brogue, though. A little brogue.
A little brogue. Let me.
There you go.
I got this random book. When I was young, the curtains moved it. It was all still summer. All the windows open, and I thought I can move that easily. I thought my dream had lasted for years. My Irish friends are probably like, that's like Lucky Charms.
You know what? You had me totally convinced. I'm buying it. Right?
All right.
Yeah, and you do audiobooks also.
I have. I haven't done in a while, but I've
have
done
all these skills.
I've done 12 audiobooks, at the Library for the Blind. The Andrew High School Library on 20th Street. Yeah. Yeah. That was a great gig.
Yeah, that's so how so how did you get into doing the voiceovers and the dialects and things like that? When did you find out, like Tim has a knack for it? You have to have a knack for it.
You do. I mean, I always loved voice and speech classes in college, and I was always very good at like accents, even when I was a kid. I just loved the voice, and I always thought about the sound, and I never thought about my body. And that's where I really struggled with, like the movement classes. And as I said, I have 2 left feet. I still can't dance.
Interesting, right?
And but I always excelled with the voice and all that. That was always my favorite part. And then, so I don't know. I really enjoyed that, and I kind of leaned into that. You gotta do what you're good at, I guess.
You gotta find your sweet spot. But you know what? You're lucky. You have a whole bunch of them.
No, I'm sorry, but getting back to I forget what it's called. Oh my God, the Great Griffin.
Great Griffin, yeah.
So you would do that is it once a month at Pangea?
We did it last year about once a month. We
Sunday.
We showcased an artist.
I think it's great.
Most of them were in the LGBTQ community. Some were immigrants or in the immigrant community. And we just showcased, an artist of exceptional talent with a new work. And we kind of gave them free reign to do
and these were plays?
A little playground. Pardon me?
Were these plays?
It ran the gamut. Some of them were plays. Some of them were music based.
Okay.
One, I don't know if you know Jamie Brickhouse, but
I know the name.
Yeah.
He's a memoirist, so he performed he's like a storyteller.
Nice,
He did one of his memoirs. And a lot were music. It's hard to get plays and people.
Because
it's easier to get musicians for some reason. But
I love that.
And I love that storytelling. Yeah,
I love that concept. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Do you plan on bringing it back again?
I would love to. It was a lot of work.
It was
a lot of work trying to fill the house, and well, you're not doing. What are you doing? Are you in it? And I was like, I'm hosting.
Yeah.
So it's tough. So I gotta kind of be selective with what I work on.
Yeah.
But I love doing it, and I love Steven and everyone.
Oh, right.
It's
Yeah.
just amazing.
Yeah.
And so you're coming back to Pangea.
I'm coming back to Pangea April 12th.
Back to
But this is
Pangea.
in your own show. Your own show.
This is my own show. Yeah, Old Fashioned Love Stories. So I'm really excited.
April 12th at 7 o'clock.
April 12th. And if you can't make it April 12th, I know we want everyone to come to Pangea. If you can't make it April 12th, I'm also doing April 6th at 7 p.m. at the 28th Street Theater at Ta-Da. So that's
Ta-Da.
It's Ta-Da at Emerging Artists.
Emerging Arts, yeah.
Yes,
It's with the
those
Spark
are
Theater
great.
Festival.
Yeah,
So
I did
we've
actually
got
my
some-
one-man show there. Yeah. The
We've
one about
got
my
some
addiction.
comments here, which we like to read the comments and thank people that tuned in today. Let's see. First up, our one and only Savannah Lauren. Oh, thank you for tuning in. Good to see you on here, Savannah. For me, it's been a while. Tim, you probably have seen Savannah more than I have, but thank you. Robert De La Cruz. Hi, guys. Mamo Cabrera, that's hello from you. Glenn Matheson, hello, Tim Moss. Is that one of yours, Tim? Glenn Matheson?
Glenn, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Glenn. And of course, the infamous Richard Skipper, who we love and adore. You show how Jamie Brickhouse on your podcast.
Yeah, he'd be a great guest. He'd be a great guest.
Okay, so just connect us. You know how we work here, Richard. You can reach out, give me the email. I rock and roll it, and I totally will follow up with that. So in your 5-year plan, David, because you have to have one, we all have to have one. In my 5-year plan, I see a Netflix series. Isn't that dreaming? But I keep
amazing. That's great.
Right. Because I see the same people. They're not well-known actors, but they're the same group. So obviously these people have representation that's getting them there. That's where I'm going with that. So that's my 5-year plan. What's your 5-year plan?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I would also love a series. Maybe not Netflix, HBO, but I don't know. It's all going to be the same in 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Maybe not. Yeah, but I would love that. I mean, I would love to keep doing films. I have a film about Tchaikovsky that I'm directing that I'm really passionate about.
You're directing it? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
you're also acting in it?
No, I'm not acting in this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you're not playing piano or anything.
No. It's there's not really a part for me in it, so I'm not like a good age range for any of the characters.
Okay.
But I would love to get an amazing actor. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to jinx it for Tchaikovsky. And I would love to do that, and then I would love to get my other film off the ground too. So that'll probably take me 5 years.
Right. Well, what is the process? Because you have quite a bit of things, quote unquote, in development in the works. What is the process to put together the backing that you need for this? What's your process?
Well, for me, it starts with the script, and it's getting the script in just excellent, undeniable shape. And once, I feel like it's been vetted by people I trust. And
you pass it around to people.
Yeah. And I feel then it's ready to start taking to producers, I mean, every once in a while you can get an acting attachment before you get, a casting director. But that's tricky, and that's very, you kind of have to have it in, I blindly kind of reached out to an agent with a kind of a big actor, B-list movie. I don't want to say B-list, and then she was like, "Come back to me when it's a real movie." So,
I guess she told you. Huh?
Yeah, she told me, this manager. So,
oh God.
Yeah, so it all depends. Sometimes you get this before this or this before that, but it's like the Wild West, independent.
It is.
Yeah.
You never know where you're going to get the money from. It can come from,
right.
Sometimes you don't have any, and then the next day you have, $100,000. Sometimes it's like pulling at straws.
I call it pulling udders on a cow.
Yes. That's a nice shirt.
Just gonna squirt more milk out than
Gotta milk it.
You do.
That's
Yeah.
a good analogy.
Yeah, our good friend Cecily Williams.
Cecily, amazing voice.
Just
Hi,
said,
Cecily.
yeah, she's an incredible singer. She just had a great show.
Yeah, and thank you. She's really an amazing singer. You
Yes,
know?
she is. Yes,
Like
she
you, David, we are lucky. We're surrounded. We've built this world with very talented people that are also incredible human beings, right?
Mhm.
And that's all you can ask for, right? To build a world that is like that.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's all about. It's all about the people, you know, and the community. And
Community, right?
yeah, because if you're not working with people who you enjoy spending time with, then what are you doing with your life?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I know sometimes it can be hard because there are egos and all that, but
Yeah.
like, come on, people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, we're
I
all
was-
here for the common good. We're all trying to like make it good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm a huge one for collaborating. I love to collaborate.
Tim loves it.
And-
I do too. You
And
know?
I was telling Wendy also before this that you are my kind of person in the industry, because
Right.
you're somebody I would love to work with. I would
Well,
really-
let's collaborate. Let's
Collaborate. Tim
do
would
it.
love
I'm
to.
down. Totally down for that.
Yeah, we got to meet up. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm down.
Well, you know where to find us. We know where to find you. We know you're going to be here April 12th
Absolutely.
Yes.
Or
Get
April
your
6th.
tickets or April 6th.
or
At-
April 6th,
ta-da.
right? Emerging
And
artists.
April 12th at Pangea, the 7
Yeah.
o'clock show. Come see
Yeah.
David Beck in Old Fashioned Love Story. Yeah.
Thank you so much for
We
being here with
appreciate
us
this.
today. I'm very excited we can make this happen.
It was my
For our
pleasure.
audience, David, of course, is in rehearsal. This is what we left out, the amount of rehearsing that people
Yes.
have to do on top of everything else. So we really appreciate your time today with us here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to be here with you, and it's a pleasure meeting you both. And,
Good to meet you.
thank you for doing this podcast and highlighting different artists.
Well, I started it because of the pandemic. I was sitting
Yeah.
in front of here with Tim under a heat lamp,
Mm.
not working.
Yeah.
We were going crazy, literally. I've never not worked, neither has Tim. And I'm like, we have to do something. And my PR people had all these well-known musicians, all their
Mhm.
tours were canceled. And I'm like, I have an idea. We can stream people. This is before you could bring people in, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can get anyone from LA. They're all
Right.
sitting home, right? Somebody very famous was growing shade vegetables in his garden. I remember, Tim, you had said to me, what are shade vegetables? I'm like, they're eggplants and they're called, I mean, you know what happened to people during the pandemic. They were really all out there and they were all delighted to do the show. And we were delighted to have them. And that's how it starts. You know this better than anyone, David. It starts with the seed germinating and not letting anything get in the way of what you want to do. So yeah,
Mhm.
onward and upward.
Onward and upward.
Onward and upward. Thank you for being here. Always great to see everyone who tuned in today. We will be back next week with another amazing person, Margot Channing, who a lot of you know and love, who is also going to be doing a show here and is a personal friend to all of us. And
Margot was just at my event last night.
Yep.
So,
Yep, absolutely.
Center.
And she is just amazing. We love what we do.
Yep.
Everyone have an incredible day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.